Introducing CM4 Sensing, an embedded computer based on the Raspberry Pi Compute Module 4, made for IoT and industrial field data acquisition applications by EDA Tech. EDA Tech is one of Raspberry Pi's global design partners. Our vision is to offer hardware solutions for IoT, industrial control, automation, green energy, and artificial intelligence based on the Raspberry Pi technology platform. By listening to our customers, we provide standard hardware solutions, but are also available to perform custom design and manufacturing services. The Raspberry Pi has a very attractive price point for the power of its computer. It's a powerful software platform, and since it was originally developed for educational purposes, there are thousands of projects that you can learn how to design with the Raspberry Pi. Built onto the standard Raspberry Pi version 4 are two USB 3 ports, two USB 2 ports, a standard HDMI connector, a Ethernet connection, a real-time clock and buzzer. Also included is a 2.4 and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi Bluetooth antenna. The CM4 Sensing unit utilizes the Compute Module 4, which is a Raspberry Pi without I/O on it. Instead, this is plugged onto a carrier board, and so the combination of the carrier board and Compute Module 4 is what is the CM4 Sensing. Just as the standard Raspberry Pi 4 has some features, we've also put those features on the CM4 Sensing unit. That is a real-time clock, a buzzer, a gigabit Ethernet connection, two USB Type 2 connections, standard HDMI connector. Now, a real-time clock isn't so handy unless it can retain the time between powering on and off. This is why we've also included a CR1220 battery. But in addition to the standard Raspberry Pi, we have two forms of onboard memory. One is a micro SD card and the other is an eMMC memory. You have the option to choose how much eMMC memory you want. In addition to more flexible memory options, we also have the ability to feed a 1 amp 5 volt output to other circuitry, and we have an LED power indicator. But features don't stop there. We also have the option of a 4G module and a micro SIM card so that your CM4 Sensing can communicate over a cellular network. Whereas most of the features we've talked about are standard on computers, let's now go in to talk about what makes an industrial controller. And one of those features is the ability to have a flat panel display. Turns out the CM4 Sensing comes with facilities for accommodating a touchscreen and also a MIPI display serial interface. Finally, we get to flexibility, and that comes in the form of I/O. There are very many serial interfaces on the CM4 Sensing unit. We've got one RS-232 port, four RS-485 multi-drop ports, and one controller area network, also known as CAN. So there you have it, a complete single-board computer based on Raspberry Pi with its powerful ecosystem, along with all of the I/O and features you'd need for an industrial controller. To quickly summarize, we leveraged the Raspberry Pi ecology. We also happen to house this Raspberry Pi based computer in a metal case, and this provides an excellent cooling platform which does not have any fans. We have a mini PCIe socket, that's for the modem, but you could also put other items into that socket. Importantly, we've got two forms of storage. eMMC is much more robust than a micro SD card from the standpoint of longevity through programming cycles, and also generally being soldered to the board makes an eMMC memory more secure. With wired Ethernet, with dual band Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and with modular cellular in the form of a 4G modem, we've got all forms of network communication. We have multiple industrial IoT networks, the RS-232, the 485, the CAN, all in a small metal body that's got a DIN rail mounting so that you can put it into your control center. And finally, there's a multiple display interface for HDMI through a variety of connectors, including a touch interface.